Welcome back, BVSD. We are so excited to start the new school here with you all as we have our teachers and our administrators back in our buildings. And without further ado, I do want to introduce our Superintendent, Rob Anderson. Take it away, Rob.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is so good to see you. Right before this opportunity to talk with you, I was reading a book that I thought was going to be helpful as we think about last year and start thinking about this year. It's the Worst Case Scenario Survival Handbook. There was nothing in there about masking or pandemics. I think that I'm going to have to get some different books to help us out. All joking aside, last year was impossible. When I think about what our people, our teachers, our leaders overcame over the course of the past 18 months, it's just so inspiring. I'm so thankful for each and every one of you. And I wanted to start with just a heartfelt thank you. Thank you for what you did for our school district, for our schools, most importantly for our kids and for our families. Incredible year. And you did all of that amongst what I know is a trying time for all of us personally. I know many of us lost loved ones, had to deal with illness, had to deal with, if you have kids, quarantines, all of those things. And the incredible people at BVSD stepped up again and again, and we are so thankful. And so we're excited for what I know will be a better year, but not without some pandemic-related information and precautions. I know that you all should have received last evening. We sent out communication regarding the mandatory mask mandate for students and for adults in schools. I'm committed to continuing to work with our health partners at Boulder County Public Health and Broomfield Health to make sure that we have the latest information, the best expertise to guide us through this pandemic. I won't let this get political. We're going to follow the health and science and making sure that we keep everybody safe. You know, our main goal is to make sure that we keep as many adults and kids in person as often as we can. Our goal is 5 days a week, regular, everyday instruction with masking and precautions. And so we feel like that the guidance that we've received from our health partners will allow us to do that. So more to come. We will continue to review this data. We'll continue to make sure that we're watching to keep you safe, to keep our kids safe. And that's my commitment to you. We had a big year last year, and amidst the pandemic, we worked really, really hard. I know the district office and certainly within our schools as we start to continue to implement our All Together for All Students strategic plan. I think about some of the highlights of what we accomplished last year. I'm very proud of the budget that we were able to unanimously pass, which included $17.5 million that we're distributing directly to schools. School leaders, you've heard our directive, which is to work with your teachers, work with your communities, to use these funds to make sure that you're developing improvement plans to help all students. We know that students that are coming back to us are going to be behind or going to need additional support or have gaps. And we have the funds and resources to hopefully allow you to develop those plans locally to figure that out. We think that that's a huge benefit for schools. We were able to add over $1 million to our curriculum and textbook budget annually that will allow us to continue to provide teachers and kids with the best instructional materials. I'm very proud of the work that we did through our negotiations with Bvea to make sure that, number one, we increased pay for all of our employees, but then also use those dollars to help continue to try to improve the working conditions. If you work in middle school, and I've been at all of our middle schools, and you've told me that the issues that we have with middle school planning, and this is an issue that has gone on for a very long time. I'm proud that we were able to put $1.1 million into a fund that we will distribute to schools that will use the consensus process to figure out what's the best way we can leverage that resource to increase planning so we can serve our students. I know that many of you were very excited when the ideal school day idea came forward. Many of you worked hard on that and really bought into that. I heard that my first year here as I visited all schools. This year we were able to implement many of the components of the ideal school day through the equal school day, where we've been able to not only increase the planning time so you can work with your colleagues, get the professional development you need to meet all kids, but that we're also increasing instructional minutes for most of our students. We think those are critical elements. And then we were additionally able to add $2 million to safety and security and mental health resources, restorative justice practices, as we really tackle this challenge of disproportionate discipline in our school district. All of these investments were designed to increase and improve the teaching and learning and district conditions for you all as our employees, so we can make sure that we're really supporting our kids. We are going to be implementing many of these strategic initiatives this year, and much of that around our instructional infrastructure with prioritized standards, assessment work, instructional model work. My commitment to you all is that I will be in schools, Dr. De La Cruz will be in schools, and we are here to make sure that all of those things that we've developed to try to make this experience better for teachers and kids are working. When you implement things like an instructional infrastructure, you want to make sure that you get those things just right. We don't want to be too loose so folks don't know and understand the expectations, and we certainly don't want to be too tight where teachers feel like they can't do what they need to do to serve the needs of their kids. And so we'll be with you, we'll be engaging you, we'll be talking to you about that. I think that in my experience, anytime you roll out something new, you work really hard to get it really close to right the first time. But the real magic is as you engage and empower others to help you make it better. And so we're looking forward to a year of being able to do that. And just most importantly, this idea of co-creating, checking in, making sure that the things that we're working are doing what we want for them to do. If you review our strategic plan, it's very, very clear. We want to make sure that we're serving all kids and giving them the future that they deserve, right? And we know, I know for spending 16 years directly in schools and the majority of my career, that I have to be in schools, that we have to be in schools, that we have to listen from and be with you to have these discussions to make sure that the things we're intending are helping in the ways that we want. So we have a lot of incredible work ahead of us this year. Again, I just want to say thank you so much to each and every one of you for all that you've done over the past 18 months. People are our strength in BVSD. And we have the best people, and we are the best school district in the state of Colorado. I'm so proud to lead this district and work with you. And it's just want to welcome you back and hope that you all have an exciting, amazing pre-planning, reconnecting with your friends and colleagues, and getting ready for the new year. And so with that, it's my honor to reintroduce to many of you Dr. De La Cruz, Lora De La Cruz, who was a longtime teacher and principal in BVSD, has rejoined us as our Deputy Superintendent of Academics. I'm so happy that she's back home. We're so excited to begin working with her, and so I'd like to turn it over to her to say a few words.
Thank you, Dr. Anderson. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back, teachers. As Dr. Anderson said, I'm Lora De La Cruz. I'm both honored and really excited to be serving in the role of Deputy Superintendent. And, you know, I was a teacher in Boulder Valley. I was an assistant principal. I spent my career in many of our schools in the district, and I'm just beyond excited to be back. I truly believe that teaching is one of the most powerful forces for good in the world. And I myself, you know, I was a teacher for 15 years, and I've never forgotten the experience of the classroom. And that's just one of many reasons why I so highly value teachers, all of you, and the work that you do in service to our students and our families. You know, what drew me back to BVSD is that very work that's underway that Dr. Anderson was outlining, which is the right work for us to finally get to equitable outcomes for all students. From my own lived experience and my experiences as an educator, what I've come to know for sure is that educational equity means that each and every student, no matter their circumstances, has access to high quality, standards-based teaching and learning and experiences and opportunities so that they can manifest their potential, so that they can thrive, so that they can live the post-secondary life that they choose. And that's why I'm so excited to be on this journey with you right now at this time in BVSD to support the implementation of our strategic plan, a plan that was created with input from across our community, stakeholders including educators, paraeducators, parents, administrators, students, and community members. But I do want to say, I know it's been a really tough year and a half. I lived through that as well as an educational leader. We've all been through a lot, and the pandemic has touched our lives in personal ways across our community, across our globe. And we know that you're coming back to this school year in different places, and we want to honor that. And we want to honor your professional expertise. And that's why schools have had the opportunity this morning and will have the opportunity throughout this week to provide personalized site-specific activities. And that's why this afternoon you're going to have differentiated professional learning opportunities to explore elements of the instructional infrastructure in the spirit of being the learning organization that we are, and offering the opportunity to start where you are and grow from there together. Our goal in all of this progress is not to restrict the art of your teaching in any way, but instead to add more tools to the BVSD toolbox so that we can reach all students. There's no pacing guide coming. I've heard questions about that. I just want you to rest assured there's no pacing guide coming. The intention of the instructional infrastructure is to give you the very best equipment. As players on the team BVSD, we want you to have the very best equipment, and we're here to support you and to make sure that that equipment is available to you in the form of all the aspects of the instructional infrastructure. So the work underway is designed to create some needed consistencies and systems in our school district for you and for our students to rely on. And I'm going to be inviting you to share what's working and how we can support you better in those feedback loops that Dr. Anderson was referring to. What I know and what I've learned as an educator is the most important moment in the delivery of the educational program is what happens in the classroom, whether virtual or in person. What happens in the classroom between the teacher and the student, and that's you. You are the strength of our school district. You are the strength of BVSD. So whether you're a teacher, a counselor, a special service provider, a leader, your incredible impact matters and you add value to our organization. We so appreciate you. And we're here to support you as you support the students that we all serve. So thank you for all that you've done and all that you're going to do this year to contribute to our continued growth as an organization who supports our students in the very best ways that we can. I can't wait to see all the amazing things you accomplish in your classrooms and your schools this year. And as Dr. Anderson said, we will be in your schools right alongside you on the journey. As you know, in BVSD, we're so fortunate to have a positive and collaborative relationship with our Education Association. And so at this time, I'm happy to pass the mic over to our Bvea President, Patty Delgado.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Dr. De La Cruz. Bienvenidos al año escolar 2021-2022. Welcome to the 2021-2022 school year. I am Patty Delgado, Boulder Valley Education Association President. I am honored to join Dr. Anderson and Dr. De La Cruz to welcome you back. And if you're new to BVSD, welcome to the best district in Colorado. Thank you for all your hard work during all these months and your dedication to our profession and to our students. Bvea, together with our district, is committed to working collaboratively to ensure that all our BVSD students receive the highest quality education available. You, our educators, are the key to our success. There is a lot of hard work ahead of us, but I know that when we unite and engage in collaborative conversations, great things happen for all our students. Bvea is here to listen and to support you. We are a team. Together, everyone achieves more. I hope you have an amazing start to the school year, and please reach out. And I want to leave you with a quote that means a lot to me. Alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do so much. Helen Keller. Thank you and have an amazing year.
I want to thank every one of our leaders that spoke today, and thank you, all of our employees. We know that together, all of us are together for students. And another catchphrase that we're using is this idea that you, our people, are our strength. I want you to know how much we believe that, and that we cannot wait to see you in coming days as we come back to school next week. And in the coming weeks after that, for my team to be out there with the camera and capturing the amazing things that you're doing, for our leaders to be there and support. Thank you. We'll let you all return back to your buildings and get back to the great work of preparing for the school year. Have a great day. Thanks, BVSD.